Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander, and I'm here to host my show, Life, Laughter, Happiness. Today, we have a guest his name is Dannion Brinkley, and he's had some near-death experiences. And we also have my co-host, Kelly. Are you there, Kelly?
Yes, hi.
Okay. Now, let me tell you how I know who you are, Dannion. I took a parapsychology class, and I think it was the early 90s or something. And my father, he read a book on Raymond Moody. By Raymond Moody is what he did. And the thing that's kind of what's impressive is it's very hard to impress a psychiatrist because they hear so many people lie to them all the time. And what happened was that he was reading this book on, about you, and he was like, oh, my God, I don't believe this. What? This guy? He was able to convince Raymond Moody? I mean, it's just all this other stuff of, and apparently he said, I don't know if you've ever claimed that you could do this, but something to the effect that you could read minds and stuff like that. And
oh, yeah.
He was just amazed that all the stuff that he could do. And I think there was, so I saw it, and I also saw the movie based on your life. And now, we didn't advertise. I didn't know if I should advertise the show if you were a psychic or not, but I do know that in the book you had made predictions like that we would have a president named RR, with the initials RR, and we did. We had Ronald Reagan. Is something about wormwood or something? I forgot
Chernobyl,
what that is. You know what that is.
That was Chernobyl, and now I said that we'd put military. This is like written in the book Saved by the Light 25 years ago, but I said this stuff all in 1975. I said that there'd come a time, posse comitatus, that we would put military on the border, and people from Honduras and El Salvador would come across the border, and as the governments of Central and South America were collapsing, and that's happening today. And the issue about Jerusalem. There's so many of those things, Jonathan, that came about in the first near-death experience. The term psychic, I think empath is a better word, because psychic has too much woo-woo to it. But I'm very sensitive to...
that when you had your experience, you said that you looked at your body and you said, I'm a better looking guy than that or something. Is that what you said?
Well, it was that when you separate from this reality, which we all do, when you separate it from, I was not at odds with the event because I was struck by lightning. I was completely paralyzed. I was burning and on fire. I had these lines all down my skin where the lightning had gone across my skin, and I couldn't see. But in the state of out-of-the-body experience, the early parts of a near-death experience, I not only could see, I had no pain, and I was in the ambulance behind the paramedic, and I happened to look over his shoulder, and I whimsically thought, wow, I thought I was a much better-looking guy than that. But I said that, Jonathan, because people have to understand that they don't lose who they are in the early stages, but in the later stages of the near-death experience, they become who they really are, which is completely different from the personifications that we apply to this particular perspective of who we think we are in this dimension.
We have a caller. Would you like to take a caller?
Sure.
Okay, caller, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
Who's this?
Oh, hi. It's Sandy. How are you?
Hi.
Hi, Sandy.
This is Dannion Brinkley. He had a near-death experience, and
okay.
Did you meet? Did you have a question for him?
I do. Okay, I'm having trouble with relationships. What is going on? Am I doing something wrong, or I just don't know.
Or relationships, and give me a quicker synopsis of relationship, because most people's relationships
I was dating somebody and he is wishy-washy. I can't read him for anything, and I can read people, but I cannot read him, and I'm confused.
Okay, I can tell you what that is, Sam. That's called love. Okay, here's what love does. Love makes it that way. Okay, and this is a guy that's coming out of a relationship where he got hurt. I mean, and he got really hurt. And I would think her name starts with a W, like Wanda, somebody like that. And he's coming out of this relationship. Here's what you do. Most people who are having these kind of relationships are having it with themselves. You need to look in the mirror, Sam, and you need to determine who you are instead of trying to be what he wants. You need to determine who you are, okay? You have children issues, and that's distracting you from seeing the kind of beauty that you bring forth in a relationship. So quit worrying about the children. Look in the mirror and determine who you are so that you have that instead of trying to be who he wants. And I'm not sure he'll come around, Sam, because...
Wait, what are you calling me? Wait, what do you call...
Sandy.
Wait,
Sand.
You're... Sand.
S-A-N.
Yes. That's my nickname. How do you know that?
Hello.
I know, but nobody knows.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio and Jonathan and Kelly's show.
Oh, my God, no.
Let's party.
No, the only person that called me that was my dad. The only person that called me that was my dad.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm not him, and I don't sense his presence. Okay? But if you listen to what I told you to do and you do that, you'll see him react different. Okay? Because you're trying to be what he wants instead of being who you are, and he's looking for a way out of pain.
Okay.
I mean, yeah,
I get that.
It's funny, we didn't advertise you as a psychic. I really didn't know what to say. I knew that he's had it. Sorry, go on, Sandy, go on.
No, I didn't hear what you said.
No, I was going to let you go on to say what you're going to say. That's all, you know.
No, I'm just, yeah, wow. Okay, I'm just blown away that he knew my nickname from childhood.
But it's a way, watch this, Sandy. It's a way. I listen to the sound of a person's voice. We all have a certain sound, like a mantra. That's our unique imprint. I can listen to the sound of a person's voice, and in that sound I can pick up frequencies and knowledge about them. And in the course of it, I can translate that into an active position, what you do about it. I'm famous, I'm famous for this because I'm a hospice volunteer, and I'm famous for this. And by using that nickname would create a comfort zone for you to pay attention to the information I'm trying to use you to help capture this guy.
Right, and you have me in tears.
Let it out. Okay, so let me ask you one other thing, Sam, so we can keep moving on. What is the big children issue? What is this issue with your children?
You know what? I don't know. I can't let go of them. They're 23 and 21, and they're on their own, and they're grown men, and I'm proud of them. But I feel like I was always a stay-at-home mom.
Well, this is empty nest, and they're grown. Okay, forget it. That's going to mess up the relationship. And as you relate to their love for you and try to identify with this guy's love for you, this is an issue. And the kids, they'll always be around, but you cannot put them in this issue. You cannot. Got to let that go. Give them a break.
Okay,
You'll be fine. And you won't be alone if you listen to me, and I don't mean to say it in that framework. If you listen to me, you won't be alone. This guy sees the beauty, but he's been through it. and you not being you, you're just trying to adapt to him. You not being you is the problem. Be just you.
Okay. I honestly, I don't know how to do that anymore.
Look in the mirror. Forget about the children. Look in the mirror and see who that person is. You cannot take the emotional attachment from the boys and use that emotional attachment in dealing with finding your new pathway. Can't do it. Won't work.
So is this going to work out?
I'm not sure because I've never heard his voice. But if you follow the directions I'm giving you, he's putty.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thanks for calling, Zane. Thanks for calling, Sandy.
Thank you.
Did you answer your question, Sandy? Okay.
Yes, you did. Oh, my gosh.
Now, let me ask you this question, okay? Because I
Who are you asking the question, Jonathan?
What?
Who are you asking the question?
You. I have a question for you.
Okay, guy. You said let me ask this question, but I didn't know. You might have been talking to Kelly.
Yeah, I know.
I understand. No, I understand. Well, actually, this question involves Kelly, but it involves me. It's for the both of us. I want to ask this question for the benefit for the both of us. I had another psychic tell me that this show that we're doing right now will be known worldwide. That I think that what we do is we find people and then, we let them tell other people about it. Like Sandy, Sandy was like sort of been a regular with us. And, and Kelly, I actually bought Kelly a shirt that says Life, Laughter, Happiness on the front, and then on the back of it, it has her contact information. She wore that shirt for 3 days. I got it for her birthday.
Yeah. It's like I want to just have it everywhere so everybody can know, about this.
Well, here's what you have to do. You have to platform it. Everybody needs 3 ideas, no more than 3 ideas. And the way Jonathan opened up about me and his father and psychiatrist and then reading the book, and that I used to just always amaze Raymond because most people are so cynical and so closed off to the spiritual nature of themselves, which I am not.
They've heard it all. They've heard every lie.
Oh, please. I'm on their side. Come on. I'm on their side. I get it. And they've heard insanity. People who are crazy. I mean, I don't mean that derogatory, but I know they've heard it all.
It's sort of like you have to be sort of feel kind of sympathy for some of these people because like I talk to them, it's like, oh God, I mean, like David Letterman, he had this lady that would break into his house and tell everybody that she was his wife, and
I remember.
David Letterman would say that poor woman. It's like you really have to feel kind of sorry for her. And also, I do the show because I've been getting over some depression over a breakup. So because I got over the breakup, I've been doing it. But the thing is that I think I've been helping Kelly get over some depression as well. She had a miscarriage. So and I say that some people have asked me, are you really sure to bring it up? Because, bodily interest. So she's brought it up on the air. So I'm not violating stuff for bringing it up. But it's been
I don't have a problem. The problem is this. You got to platform it. I mean, how people find you is you platform it. And like I said, the way you opened up. Well, but let me finish, Jonathan. The way you introduced me opened up who Raymond Moody is and who Bill Roll were. I mean, Raymond Moody hunted down everybody in the world. I mean, he was a doubting Thomas like any other smart scientist. And he would and he brought, I mean, I've been up against the best there's ever been. I used to threaten the Amazing Randy. I would threaten him, and he never would take me on. Then there was another crowd called the Psychops, a bunch of retired physicists. Well, I was on Dateline with Diane Sawyer, and they found them and they called them and they wanted them to come on and debunk me, and they all agreed to come on and debunk me until they found out it was me, because I'd beat them so many times. Every way they could come at me, I'd beat them so many times. There are many frauds out there in the world, and people who are depressed and people who are going through issues turn to those people, but I'm just not one of those.
Okay, let me ask you this. You said how you platform it. Am I platforming it the right way or the wrong way?
Well,
the wrong way.
I don't think you're platforming it the right way now, because this is a place where you bring people on who can help people. You know, when a person has a place to turn to at 5 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, or say 8 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, and they're closing their day. You know, at the end of the day, you close your day, and people have issues as they go into the weekend. And if you platform it that way, Jonathan and Kelly, and you allow people to come to help, just like with Sandy, I wanted to help her. You know, these are the people that you're looking for. I don't have any issues about who I am as Dannion Brinkley. I can get up from the dead. I've been through 4 of these near-death experiences.
You don't really care about all that Dannion Brinkley stuff and all that other stuff. You care about helping Sandy, is what you're saying, right?
I'm a hospice volunteer, and I've been a hospice volunteer for 40 years. And I've been a hospice volunteer in the VA for 31 years. I have 33,000 hours at the bedside, and I've been with 2,010 people going from this world to the next, and 346 taking their last breath. And I founded the Toilet Brigade, the largest end-of-life care volunteer program for dying veterans in American history. What do I care about? I know something most people don't know. You don't die. It will not happen. It's the stupidest concept that we've ever brought forth, and then you add religions and institutions and governments to that, and it makes it even stupider as a concept. So when I came back the second time, the third time, I decided that I wanted to take that knowledge that I have of something that never happens and bring it to the bedside of veterans, because I served in the United States Marine Corps. That's what I care about, Jonathan.
Yeah. The only reason I was asking, I guess what you're saying is I'm not trying to cause anything confrontational. I'm trying to learn based on what you're telling me. I hope you understand.
No, you have no problems with me.
Yeah, I'm just saying I should have not started off with the Dannion Brinkley thing, that I should have said, how you're helping people, right?
That's exactly it. Those are the people you want on the show.
Exactly.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, that is what we do. I mean, I would say so. Don't you think, Kelly, that's what we do?
Yeah, I think so. And when we have somebody on, a lot of times we can let people know, hey, we think this person would be really good for you. It's just we can kind of pick up on energies and the type of person that they might mesh well with talking to.
Yeah.
So, we can say,
well with other people.
Yeah, I mean, I do readings. I have a place on my website I deal with death and dying, and grief and trauma and bereavement. I've been at this a long, long time. So I get people from all over the world, but people talk to me about a lot of stuff, because I'm easygoing and I'm not full of all that got to burn some candles or it was something you did in a past life. I'm not like that. We look at the issues, and if people go on Dannion and Catherine, then I want people to have questions. Write down your questions, so that you're not babbling around and wandering around. Have your questions in front of you, face your issues, and then call me, and we'll get it done. We'll come up with a plot and a program and a platform to deal with, just like with Sandy. We'll come up with a methodology that allows you to deal with those issues, because all I need to do is hear your voice. What?
Do you like the name of the show? Do you like the name of the show?
Yeah. But see,
I knew based on your wife.
Yeah, she picks all that. I don't involve myself in any of that. She picks the people, you know.
Oh.
She picks the shows. I never know about it until it's time to do it.
Because when she emailed me back and she went, I'm sure you would like to be a part of your show as a part of Life, Laughter, Happiness. And I thought, oh, wow, she was really like to, you know.
Yeah, I mean, she knows she's smarter than me, Jonathan. You know, that she's smarter, and she senses things about, like a lot of shows come in. I get this a lot, and I don't make decisions about it. She does. So she turns down a lot of shows because she doesn't think that it serves the cause of giving people confidence and strength in their spiritual nature equal to their human or physical nature. And she says no. But if she says do it, I'm on the phone.
Now, Kelly, do you have anything to add to that?
I really like that you're straightforward and that you're not, it doesn't feel like you're trying to sell us on anything, and I like that you're not using a lot of jargon and pussyfooting around, for lack of a better word. Would I be able to ask you something?
So are you asking me something?
Would that be okay?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Well, I've dealt with a lot of traumas in my life, and I'm hoping that by having gone through those, that I can continue to find strength and be able to help people that are going through similar things or have been through or things like that. And I guess I'm wanting to have more confirmation of who I am and that my relationship will be good and, you know, what I can do as a person to feel fulfilled myself entirely, and to let go of the traumas on, you know, the pain level.
I got it, Kelly. I got it. Okay, number one.
Okay.
Yours has a lot to do with health issues. I mean, trauma, you have the ability to take on grief instantly. But here's your issue, lack of trace minerals. A lot of what goes on with you, where your feelings get hurt, and then that hurt turns into you internalizing it. Then you internalize it, and I'm not saying you make things bigger than they really are, but you have an emotional nature that takes on the grief and the like the loss and the miscarriage. That was chemical imbalance in you. That wasn't a punishment. That wasn't anything like that. That was a chemical imbalance. Okay, so we have to strengthen that chemical imbalance, and you need vitamin D3, and you probably need 3,000 units a day, and you need trace minerals. That usually comes in a bottle at 66 trace minerals, because you're not chemically reacting properly to the emotional things that you're dealing with. Okay, because you have a physical body, you have an emotional body, and you have an ethereal body. Each of those have to be balanced and in harmony to get things to work right. Second, the relationship that you're going through is indecision between you and them. It's indecision. What do we do next? And how he sees it is the damage that what happens to you when you go through this trauma, how he sees it puts a certain amount of fear in him because he blames himself. He blames himself in part, and then he gets angry. Okay, now that's what you're dealing with.
Oh, okay. How do I fix that part? I mean, by doing the vitamin D3 and the trace minerals?
What you got to do is, you got to balance you. So when you have confidence, and that confidence is chemically and balanced, and the confidence is you balance the emotional nature within you with what the physical body chemically needs, then it's a joy and a happiness instead of a fear of an error. I won't say that you're like that guy that was in. You've been through so much, and you've let it accumulate psychologically and emotionally to a place that you chemically are not imbalanced. The body's not imbalanced, so you are reactionary. I mean, not from a bad point. It's just that you react and then go into your shell and go internally, and that's not really you. It's the ineffectual and lack of chemical balance. And this guy's cool.
Oh, okay, thank you. So taking a prenatal and amino acids are not going to be enough?
No way. You have insufficient trace minerals, and you have a severe shortage of magnesium. Severe shortage of magnesium. You need to get you some Epsom salt. You need 3 times a week to take a hot bath in Epsom salt, because Epsom salt is absorbed dermally. It has to go through the skin. So if you take hot Epsom salt baths, and that severe shortage of magnesium was your main trigger in the miscarriage.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing wrong with you. Okay, now letting go of all that past trauma, if you put that on having this baby, and you two, both of you, get to thinking the way I'm trying to describe the need to find those balances, then there's not only happiness, there's a child coming into this world, and whatever it took and whatever we've all been through to create life, that you become the life giver, that usually balances a lot of that stuff. But you got him afraid, Kelly. You have him afraid. I mean, it's one thing. I mean, I don't mean to be abrasive or anything, but I'm always straightforward. I don't mess around. If I know the answer, I'll tell you it. And if I don't know the answer, I'll tell you that. I don't do people that way. There's so much BS out there in the world, and everybody's trying to get over on everybody else. I just don't see it like that. This one day I never believed any of this. I was a cynical, skeptical, fist fighter, bully, sports, Marine Corps, tough guy. And I was struck by lightning. I was declared clinically dead for 28 minutes. I was completely paralyzed. It took me 2 years to learn to walk and feed myself. And in the course of it, I discovered that we are great, powerful, and mighty spiritual beings with dignity, direction, and purpose. Only one thing can ever go wrong in your life is you allow something to affect your dignity, which is what Sandy's call was about. And that's all that can ever go wrong. So when you find the core issue of what's affecting your dignity, then that's all it has to resolve, because that's what affects your direction and your purpose. And Catherine and I write books about this. I live among the dying. I live among them. I have 40 years of hospice. I get it. I see what happens. I see what people go through, and I study it. And I'm not afraid of leaving this world. I've done it so many times, but I can come back. And so if you just listen, I know this is probably recorded, and you listen to it and you follow my steps, you'll begin to feel empowerment. But everything that's happened in your life led you to this relationship. And I think that this relationship has enormous potential. Enormous, because let me tell you something, Kelly, you bring out a side in him that even his own mother recognizes, and you've had a recognition of that from her to you.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, and everybody says that I'm good for his daughter. So,
pretty good, huh, Jonathan?
Yeah, a little less.
Yeah,
little less
yeah. I just really want to make sure that this works, and I'm healthy enough to have it work. So I really appreciate your help.
Me too. I'm on your side. I always tell people, You know, my readings are prejudiced and biased. I only like you. The person that comes to me.
Do you see me meeting anybody soon, like romance-wise, or because I've been devoting so much time to this show, I can't help but think. I mean, like, you know, where is this person coming from? You know, and psychics told me.
Wait. Here's what let's do. Stop. Call Kat. Call Kat and tell her. Just get her to set up an appointment on me. I mean, these are conversations that there are unique things about where you are, Jonathan, and there are a couple of unresolved issues that doesn't belong to the whole world.
Oh,
they don't belong to. They don't belong to the whole world. I mean,
how
have
much would the meeting cost?
It won't cost you anything. Just tell her I said to set it up.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, because everybody in this world, everybody has two people.
Right.
There's two people in this world. One of them is a soulmate, which I hope I never meet mine. Never. Can you imagine meeting your soulmate? They're going to call you on all your stuff. They're going to try to make you perfect. They're going to drive you crazy. Okay? And then you have a twin flame, somebody who wants to build something with you. Okay? Somebody wants to build something. So without any question, there's two people desperately looking for you. I know how to set that up. I know how to, and that's not the whole world's business. I don't betray people. I don't put people's stuff out there in the world.
That's fine. I mean, that's fine. I mean, I don't want to make anybody embarrassed. I hope I didn't embarrass anybody. I mean, you know, Sandy, were you embarrassed or?
No, actually, I'm intrigued. I want to know because I was married for 20 plus years, and was that my soul or my twin? I mean, I am destined to fall in love.
To be in love. You were married, but that wasn't love. That was more like escape, saying. I mean, that was like to get out of something, you know, and you just took the least. Here came that option to escape, and then you got trapped, and then you had those beautiful boys, you know, and damn him, you know, and then you had those beautiful boys, so it was all worth it. But that's not about. That only took away from who you are because you were trying to make him happy when he wasn't trying to make you happy. Okay, well, I got all that saying in the first 3 words you said. If I hear a sentence and at least 2 conjugated verbs, I got it. I know the deal. You know, so now we just got to straighten this guy out, and you be you. You've been so hard trying to please somebody else. It's time that somebody needs to please you. And I'm not going to let you go down that path. And the way I worded it, Jonathan, was not exposing her personal self.
No,
you know, I was not doing that. I
know that. I just like to incorporate the people that call in on the talk, and you know, Kelly, Sandy's one of our regulars, and she loves to call in, and you know, giving her a chance to talk.
But I feel like I can read people.
I agree, and I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah,
and when you said
I can read people.
And when I said I'm agreeing with you, but I said that's love. The issue you have is love, and it's something that you're comparing the love between you and the boys, and the boys are. I won't say that they're troublemakers, but they're kids. They're grown, and they're finding themselves in their identity. And you're focusing on that as opposed to paying attention to who you are and in this relationship. But remember, love is a wonderful thing. And it's nice to be confused when you're in love. But then you have to define who you are because you were so used in this old relationship, you were so used to trying to keep them happy as opposed to somebody mutually trying to make each other happy. And that's not going to work with him because, and I won't say he got taken, but he went through a really rough I mean, it's like when you put your soul out there and then somebody stomps all over it. And so you're the one, he can't read you.
But I can't read him. I can read everybody. And it's driving me absolutely insane.
Love. This is called that sensual mutual attraction. And, I mean, the only thing that you can feel bad about it is finally, through all that stuff you put up with in that relationship, all that stuff you put up with wasn't love. And now finally you're beginning to feel what it's like to be in love and to feel love and to feel that presence, those little tingling feelings that come, the sensual nature of love. So it makes sense.
It just feels odd. It doesn't feel right. It feels right, but it doesn't feel right.
Yeah, because you're not in control or think you're in control. Well, that's love. I mean, I know I have that. I have that same feeling. All I do is just listen to. So is that my
soulmate then? Is that my soulmate?
I would say that this person is bringing out a place in you, okay, that you are also bringing out in him, and he's far more afraid of it than you are. Because when you can't control what you feel about someone, and then you can't read them, then you start to second-guess who you are. And when you start to second-guess who you are, you must re-identify who you are and what you bring to a relationship. What you bring to a relationship. Okay? And then you don't move from that. You don't move from it. Because you're wishy-washy. What you went through.
Yeah.
Well, but I know what you went through. Look at what you had to put up with in that last one. My God.
I know.
It's a good thing you are Lizzie Borden and the axe mate, that woman with that axe.
Oh boy! Thank goodness.
No, seriously, you are 100 and
having buried out in the backyard.
Right. Yes. Yes.
I got it.
Yes, you have it. Straight on. The only good thing that came out was my boys.
I agree. But don't take away from the fact that because you're in love that you're not perceptive. Don't let that I believe that you are that. I believe that you're empathic to a recognizable. We all are empathic, but to a recognizable point. Yours is recognizable and is true. So don't let what's happening in this relationship affect your knowledge and belief in that fact that you can read people. Don't let that happen.
Okay. Well, I was just confused because I cannot read him for anything.
I just think that's wonderful. Serves you right.
Oh no, that's not right. Because you know what? I've been in medical for probably 15 years, and I've done hospice, I've done EMT, ambulance, I've done everything. And yes, and thank you for everything you have done. And yes, I've done hospice. I've done it all. And I was there when my dad took his last breath and told him it was okay to go. He was my best friend in the world. Yeah,
that's hard.
It's really
I've done
hard.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, and
but
I've never had my own identity. No, it really doesn't. I mean, I've never had my own identity. I've always been mom, the daughter, the sister, the
slave.
Yes. So I don't know who I am.
That's why I told you to look in the mirror and figure out who that is and be her. This is what the guy's looking for. Okay? And the only reason you can't read him is because that chemical, ethereal, sensual nature happens between the two of you. And both of you are in the same place, so it's scary. But you got to see who you are. See who you are as a caring, loving support system and a partner. And then what do we do together? What together can we do that makes the world a better place? What is that place? And then you talk about it, and then you plan something. Then you evolve it. and you work on it every day, so you have conversations. I mean, Catherine and I have the Twilight Brigade, and we write books, so we are in each other's life. We lecture all over the world, and if sometimes she goes, sometimes she doesn't, just on how she feels.
Now, is Catherine psychic?
Oh, yeah, she's very intuitive. I don't like that word, Jonathan.
No, I don't
just
either.
don't like
and,
Do it.
It's tacky.
I have a very strong feeling for Kelly. I see like February, March, baby. I agree. I feel that.
Depends on if she does what I tell her. That body is a machine. That body is a machine.
But
and it has to be. And you got to change. You got to
life.
change the oil, and you got to lubricate it, and you got to put in what makes it all work. And her magnesium deficiency, if she went to a doctor and tested for her magnesium, she would see that she is the deficiency is enormous.
Right.
But you got to take care of it, and you have to get ready, and you have to give that body what it needs. Prenatal care is one thing, but everybody's uniquely and chemically different, and these things have to be in place so that the term is successful. So I don't know the date because I don't have that, Sandy, but I know that the emotional position between the two of them is a factor because he's scared.
I know. No, but I feel it right now. My hairs are standing up, and I am telling you, I see February and March. I just see it, and I told her many a times I don't know why, and it will happen, and it's not going to be planned. It's not planned. I don't know. That's what I feel.
The only thing that scares me is I'm afraid it could change the relationship in a bad way if we don't have the time for each other, that a baby would bring, or it could change, like, career path or being able to do the show or, things that, maybe make a turn for the worse. Or do you think it would help get us closer together?
Well, here's the point. The conversation, Kelly, comes about this. And if it's like Sandy says, it's going to happen anyway unless you guys become celibate. And if y'all decide to do that, then, nothing I can do about it. But it's going to happen. I just want you to ready, and there is no way, no matter what a man thinks and what that's going to do to your career and blah, 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 that very moment that you're pregnant, he lit up. Then he went into competition. Oh, my God, now I'm not going to get all the attention, and he gets 13. And I'm not going to get all the attention, and oh, my God, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but he is so thrilled he doesn't know what to do. And then he'll wonder if it's a boy or a girl. Never let any of that worry you. That's not an issue. Yours is about chemistry.
Oh, okay.
Jonathan, yeah.
And he's afraid that it would change things. We wouldn't have time for each other. We couldn't be spontaneous like we are now and have the romance.
Isn't that what I just said?
Exactly.
Because that's what he went through. That's what he went through with that daughter. But you are not. You are not the ex.
Yeah, I am not, and I keep reminding him. Okay.
Yeah, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not just going to all of a sudden change.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, just tell him this. So, you keep talking about there's not enough time for it. Well, while you're doing all that talking, we could be knocking us out a shot.
You know what? I have such a strong energy with you. Oh, my gosh. I have such a strong energy with you.
With
wow.
Like, I can feel everything that you are feeling right now. That's strange. Holy cow.
What do you feel the energy with,
which one of us?
What's your name, David?
Dannion.
The psychic.
Dannion Brinkley.
Daniel, yes.
And he doesn't
I am like connecting.
Remember?
No, I am like connecting with him. Like
you entered the field, saying. What you did was
I am here.
You just I could feel you enter the field. I understand.
I love it when she calls in because it's like.
Oh my God!
Like,
I'm feeling it. I
it's
feel
so great to have
okay, Jonathan.
Like
Jonathan, you are not having a relationship until about a year from now.
No! Don't be saying all that.
Oh yeah.
Don't put that into play. Don't put that into play because when I get into the game.
No, it just felt it just came over me. I am so sorry.
Hold on. Don't worry, don't Cindy. When I get it, you're probably absolutely correct until I get into the game.
No, I'm sorry. I'm like, it just came out. I am so sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Okay, because you're probably right, except when I get in it.
Okay,
there are
but
laws.
I am like tapped into you. Holy crap. Okay.
Well, welcome to Disneyland, honey.
Okay, but I am so in tune with you.
I love it when she calls in because she's sort of like the, I always tell her, I love it what you bring to the show, Sandy, because you're like sort of it's like, if we have, like if the guest is sort of like a water fountain, you want to drink from it for hours, it's she really loves what we have on, and she's always asked when the next show is going to be on. Isn't that true, Sandy?
Yes. But I am so tapped into Daniel right now. It's unbelievable.
Well, I'm glad.
Let me ask
the
you
whole
something.
Point. All right, now who are you asking?
Well,
like four of us here.
Is it easier to read someone if you see them or if you hear their voice, or does it not matter?
Oh, I have two ways. First, it's easiest if I can hug them. They don't have to talk to me. They don't have to do anything. Because if I can hug them, I can move into their energetic pattern, which emanates about 8 inches past their physical body. Then I don't have to do anything. I don't have to hear anything or any of that, and I got them. But usually I need their voice.
Okay.
In their voice.
It's because we have video software that we've been using that allows us to have like 75 people on all at once, and you would actually be able to, if we were on right now, you would see Sandy, and you would see Kelly, and you would see me. And I didn't know if you would ever want to try that video software out.
I don't need it. If it furthers and grows your show and Kat agrees to doing the show, I don't care. I'm trying to grow your show. I want people to be able to listen to this show and see the kind of people that you have on to help people find resolution. We're all looking for resolution in issues.
I believe the show does. Case in point.
Yeah, and that interaction is but see, that interaction, Jonathan, that interaction is important because people need that sense of connectivity. I agree. Okay, I'm with you. I think the age of YouTube and being able to see and interact from that point, I think that's a marvelous way. But what you were asking me is if what I needed. Now, if I can hug them through this software, okay, but a lot of people, but a lot of people are hot readers. Okay, this is how you tell the difference. A hot reader reads off your emotions. This is what they do. They read off your emotions. It's not like a cold read. I've watched psychics, so I don't like that word. I watch them. I never believed this stuff. Like I said, I never believed any of it. One day I never believed it. The next day I was dead. And the day after that I became everything I've never believed. And I didn't have time to doubt it. I had to figure out how it worked. Because in the early days, I could be in a car and pull up to a stoplight. I wouldn't be driving because I didn't drive for those 2 years. And pull up to a stoplight and know what the person in the car next to me is thinking. Okay, and if you watch the movie, I took the keys away from a woman and almost went to jail because I knew something was going to happen to her. And, I mean, this happened like 10, 11 times, this kind of stuff. And she got the keys back, and the police came and blah, blah, and all that. She didn't get 5 miles down the road, and something ran out in front of the road, and she ran off the bridge. Okay, so I used to... Yeah, but I used to worry about if I was changing fate. You know, is that her destiny? You know, these kind of things, people who become empathic, you know, mine's not a gift from God and I wasn't born with it and all that stuff people say. Am I affecting their destiny? Am I changing their fate? Am I changing their destiny? And those are calls I have to make. You know, these are the things that I have to make, those calls. You know, and maybe
but I see that too.
No, I agree.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
And that scares me.
Well, you know, if my heart is in the right place and I think I'm doing the right thing, then whatever the damage that I've done, I'm willing to face that. I know what happens when you leave this world. I've done it 4 times over 40 years. I've been dead 4 times. Well, I wasn't dead. I was been dead twice, but I was on ventilators having open heart surgery and brain surgery. You know, I've had open heart surgery twice, struck by lightning, open heart surgery, brain surgery, open heart surgery, and then I went into open heart surgery, and they had to resuscitate me. So I know what's next. You know, I know the panoramic life review, what people are going to go through, what you face, all that religious stuff. I mean, about 90% of that is not true. Mm-hmm. It's just not true. And that's not how it works. That's not what happens, you know, but I know firsthand. So whatever, if I'm wrong and I've affected their fate, then whatever it is, the consequences, and then I'm willing to face that. And sometimes I don't say anything. You know, I don't have any secret knowledge about whether I'm affecting their fate. I just have an inner understanding about the nature of that person if I hear them talking that conjugate verbs. Verb conjugation tells me action and intent.
Oh.
And I listen to the verb. I very rarely hear the sentence. I mean, I know I hear it because I can repeat it back, but I just pay attention to the verb. Because if I can hear the verb conjugation, where they put the tense in that verb, then I know what the action is and what their intention is. Everything operates through what there is a place like the Hall of Records or the Akashic Records or the Great Book of Judgment. Everything operates there. I mean, that's where it all operates.
You have access to the Akashic Records?
Yeah, and I can get to those records. It's how I knew so much about Kelly's health and how I knew so much about Sandy and where I got the shortness of her name Sand from, because it was her dad.
Well, I guess when you give me the free reading, then I could probably get you'd be able to tell me stuff from there. But go with what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just there's no woo-woo to me. I'm not like that. I call that I live among these people. I call that the Swami business. I don't have that about me. I'm straight up. If I know the answer, I'm going to tell you, and if I don't know it, I'll tell you that. I'm not going to do people that way. I'm not going to ever do it. I think it's wrong, and I think people who do that kind of stuff, and I see it all the time because I'm on these tours and I see these people, and I know it's all crap. And I know what a hot read and a cold read, but it is impossible to hot read or cold read somebody if I'm just listening to your voice. Think about it, and look at how accurate I've been.
Yeah.
Sandy, you were real accurate with Sandy. Yeah.
And with Kelly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I've while we were on here, I was on Google looking up 60 trace minerals, and I'm like, ooh, I found it. And then you're not even trying to promote a brand. It's not like you have any investment in it. And,
no, I wouldn't do that.
Other things. Right.
See, I don't. I know what that body needs. I don't sell the stuff. You know, I know the best ones, but I don't sell them. The only product that I have is my ability to help people deal with issues. I can help you deal with it, you know, and I can help you find your way out of the issue. And I don't care what it is. I don't care. I had these guys, and I mean, I get people from all over the world, like 23 countries, people call me. And this one was really funny. I had these three guys from England, okay, and they were in China trying to do business. And so one of them, these are in their 30s, and one of them was a Dannion, following Dannion or whatever people do. And he said, let's call him. It's cheap. So they call me up, and I listened, and I could describe everybody sitting at the table. And I said, okay, guys, here's what I want you to do. The two guys that you're talking to across from you is not the person that makes the decision. I said, the person that makes the decision is from the guy that's straight in front of you, Lewis, go down 3 people, and that's the person who makes the decision. I said, so here's what you do. What you do is when you get ready to do your close, instead of looking at the guy across from you, let you know each partner had each of the 3 guys had a part in the pitch. I said, Lewis, what you do is when you do your closing piece on the deal, go down to that guy. Go down three guys from him, the 4th person on your left, and focus it on him. They got the deal. And he started talking. This guy, he spoke perfect English, Chinese, spoke perfect English, educated at Oxford, and been sitting there listening to these English guys. And when Lewis turned to him, they got the deal.
Oh, wow.
Well, it was a $20 million deal, so it's just, you know, people come. I get all kind of stuff, and I'll tell you something. This is for me personally, because of being on the tour and selling 20 million books and being famous Dannion and all that stuff. I pick up so much stuff about people, and I came home one day. We'd been on tour. I'd probably been in 10 cities. And I came home to Kat, you know, and she says, what's wrong? I said, Kat, these people who come, I mean, they're usually dealing with loss, grief, or bereavement. I said, but I could help them. I could pick up so much about them. She says, well, all you have to do, you know, you listen to their voice. She said, so why don't we just do readings? And I never thought about that, you know. I never thought about that stuff. And I said, I thought about it. And then she said, why don't you do that? I said, because I don't tell people, just like I was telling Jonathan, I don't tell people's business in front of other people's business. I don't need to impress anybody about whether I can read minds. I don't have a problem about it. I mean, whoever you are, whatever you think, what do you want to bet? You know, then we get down to the serious issue. You know, I used to tell the Amazing Randy to bring a relative and a Bible. That's all I needed for him to come and to bring that $1 million check. Okay? He never did it. They all. So I look at it from that point, that the gift that I've been given, and it came from Kat, which is probably half of everything I get comes from Kat. It came from Kat, and I get the greatest pleasure of doing readings. It is a thrill for me, because I get a chance to make a difference in the life of a person when it's just me and them. And like I said, my readings are very easy. I am prejudiced and biased. I only like you, just like talking to Sandy. I wasn't thinking about the boys. I'm thinking about Sandy and the opportunity with this guy. And the boys, I don't need to listen to them. I don't need to know their problems, and I don't care. She better think like that, too, and we'll get us a good one.
I have one question before we end.
Okay, go on.
I just have one question. So do I hang on or do I move on?
No, go find out who you are. Don't miss this opportunity. He doesn't know who you are. You've been so many different people for so many. If you got 3 boys, you had 1 big boy and 2 little ones. Okay, so you've been 3 different people. Who are you? And what's he good for? You know, what's he good for? You don't hang on and be wishy-washy. You bring the stuff forward. If we were going to be in a relationship, and I'm trying to figure out how much to commit to this relationship, knowing that, you know, you've been through a tough situation, you know, what is this good for?
Do I need to tell him that?
Absolutely. It's not telling him something. It's asking him something. Not telling anybody anything, Sam. We're asking questions. We're too old. We're too old to be messing around. If it's going to work, it's going to work. And if it's not going to work, we need to get out of it. But you got to put a guy in that kind of situation where he has to make a decision. Because whatever he does after that, no matter what he says, you'll read him. If you listen to me, I'll give you clarity. And in clarity, you'll know exactly what to do. But let me tell you something. He went through a tough one. He's been through a tough one, and I happen to like him. It's just like Kelly's guy. I like him. I like him, and I want him to straighten up. You know, but you got to make guys. You got to make guys do that kind of stuff. You can't hope they're going to do it. You got to make them do it.
Okay.
All right. Well, because I have an ex that keeps coming back after 3 years and telling me I love you, I want to still be with you, and I don't believe it.
Please burn his house down.
Yeah, I know.
I'm only kidding, but don't get into that. I mean, don't get.
Okay,
into
well,
that.
we have. I think we're done with the hour, but I won't. But it hasn't said anything about the show being over. So I mean, do you guys have anything final to say, or?
No, he's been phenomenal. I mean, absolutely phenomenal.
Okay, great. Well, thank you all for coming on.
And I appreciate you. I appreciate you having me on. And once again, my wife made an excellent choice.
Okay, and I'll call you about the free reading. Okay.
All right, take care of yourself. And listen, everybody, happy holidays, and I'm sending you my love.
All right,
thank you. You have a happy holidays, too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, bye.
You're welcome.